Hey guys, Saravanan Ganesh here. In today's video, I want to address one of the biggest questions I get all the time from my community. I got a Facebook group of 8,000 people who are learning SEO, digital marketing, rank and rent. I got a private community of 500 plus people where I actively teach this stuff, bring outside experts to teach this stuff. A lot of people, they understand search engine optimization, generating leads, and they're even able to do that to an extent, right? But the majority of the people have problem going and getting clients, getting a client to pay for their service of search engine optimization, ranking their website, right? Generating leads. So today's video is a recording of a training we had last year, a few months ago, 6-7 months ago, where I brought in not just one, but two different experts. These are young guys who they did not even know SEO or digital marketing as technical as maybe me and some of the other guys in the SEO community does, but they were so good at generating revenue for their company. They were bringing in $3,000 a month client every single week on autopilot. And in this mastermind, I basically requested them to come into my mastermind, reveal everything step by step on how they do it. And they actually went ahead and do this. And today I just want to give this away for free. So if you're somebody looking to see, hey, forget SEO, forget Facebook ads, forget all these ways of digital marketing, I just want to learn how to generate clients, how to make a $3,000 a month. This is the video for you. So without much further ado, here's the video. I actually invited Ricky and Max, those two young dudes there, Max in his yellow hoodie there, Ricky in his blue, I don't know, hoodie shirt, whatever, two young guys. I've known them for about a year now, I think maybe. We did some business together. I sent them some calls from web design companies, web design people looking for web design, and they closed them. I think they closed quite a bit. We did some business together. And then these guys are two hustlers. So number one, they don't know SEO like the technical stuff that we do, right? But they are very good. They are good hustlers. They're very, very good at sales. And then recently I was talking to them maybe a few weeks ago, and they were talking about how they were closing $3,000 a month local clients, almost 1 to 2 clients a week, $3,000 a month. And they were busy with that. And I was telling them, okay, $3,000 a month, what are you doing? Full-fledged SEO, link building, what's it? And they were just keeping it very, very simple. I don't want to put words in my mouth or in their mouth like what they're doing, but as simple as Facebook posts, reviews, and some lead generation. Okay. So I appreciate if you guys can mute. Number one, mute yourselves. I'm going to bring them on. You're welcome to share your screen. I don't know if you guys have any slides or anything, Ricky and Max. But guys, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat, and maybe towards the end of the, once they're done with the presentation, we can go ahead and ask questions. They can answer questions and things like that. So please let me welcome Ricky and Max. Ricky and Max, just a quick background. So this is part of all of these people are mostly part of our mastermind. Almost all of us are pretty good at, ranking websites, title tags, link building, technical stuff, GMBs, reviews, but almost all of us, including me, can definitely get some help to know sales, closing. We'd all love to have a $3,000 a month client if you can close in the next 1, 2, 3 weeks. So over to you guys. Who are you guys? What are you guys doing? Anything at all? So over to you, Ricky and Max. Thank you. Go ahead.
First off, Ganesh, thanks for the introduction, man. That was awesome. That was awesome, everyone. It's a pleasure seeing so many faces here. I believe, Max, you have the slideshows, right? The slides.
I do. I've got the keys to the castle over here on my end. Yeah, guys, it's honestly a pleasure to be here, Ganesh. Thanks so much for having us. You said it well, full transparency. We are no SEO experts. You guys are definitely the experts in that domain. So, for us to talk about what Ganesh probably teaches you would be probably a very poor use of our time and yours. So we wanted to switch it up and give you guys some different information. So we do all of our lead gen through social media marketing and advertising. So, Ricky's going to go through some of the strategies that we use to give you a little taste of our neck of the woods. And then I'm also going to talk about some sales stuff as well, because at the end of the day, you know, we all are looking to close clients, and we've had some recent success that we were really looking forward to sharing with you guys. So, you know, without further ado, let's get into it here. Oops, I'm losing my tabs here. Let's try that one more time. All right, someone give me a thumbs up. We good? Screen is shared. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome, guys. So just about us, obviously, you know, we're not too old. Ricky and I graduated high school together. We're from Northern New Jersey originally. You know, we're both business kids, into it. You know, I went to Hofstra University, studied business. Ricky got right into the field for the most part in his business career, and he had more business jobs than I had, you know, before I even graduated. He had that in the field experience. We were really fortunate enough to work on some side hustles and some projects together. And then, you know, during COVID, we were both kind of sitting our butts at home like so many of us were. And Ricky approached me with this wonderful agency idea. And, you know, the rest is kind of history for us.
Yeah,
but yeah, Ricky, you want to take it away?
Yeah, before that, I just want to touch on that real quick. So it was when I brought Max on, right, I invited him out to a diner. Right. And I was like, ready to give him this whole spiel, like sell him and everything. And then like, he kind of knew what I was doing. Right. So he was like coming on to me, like kind of selling himself. And then towards the end, he was like, all right, let's rock and roll. I bring out a little book. We start writing down names. And then Max names my agency, First Shift Media. And now it's his pretty much. But it was pretty cool. It was just a quick, you know, diner meeting, and then boom, we have this partnership. Now we have a business. So
Awesome.
first, I'm gonna go over the social media marketing fulfillment. Now we do pretty much 100% of all of our lead magnet, all of our all the leads that we pull in. It's all through Meta right now. We've done TikTok. I've done Twitter ads. We've done LinkedIn, email. We'll dive into email a little later too. But right now, pretty much all of it is through Instagram and Facebook. So part one, it's going to be mostly top of funnel, right? So every time I'm thinking about marketing, I'm thinking about in a funnel formation, right? How am I bringing the leads in? What's the journey that they're going through? And what's my end goal, right? Is it a phone call? Is it a form fill? Is it just an email, right? So I can throw them in my email chain. So part one, I'm gonna go over all of the things that I do to media buy, and then all of the things that the lead goes through after they click on the ad. So the creatives that we use, these are B2C creatives, right? So these are what we're pulling in leads for the HVAC companies, right? So for this stuff, don't overthink it, right? Try to make it very simple, clean, but also be creative, right? Because you want this creative to also match your offer. You also, you want smooth and easy colors to read. You don't want, a lot of stuff popping in their face. The one on the left here, this is an ad that we're running right now. We're pulling in leads for $20 a piece, right? For these HVAC companies for an installation job. The average ticket size can be, probably around $6,000 to $10,000. And then on the right here is one of our competitors, right? So first off, both these ads are going off in May, right? And this guy is looking at a furnace. Oh, my camera's furnace heating tune-up and inspection. And in May, things are getting warm, right? You're not really worried about your furnace anymore. And he's also got some harsh colors on there, no white space. It's kind of clunky, right? So don't overthink it. Make it clean, easy colors to read.
So let me stop you right there, if you don't mind, Ricky. So these are ads you're running targeting homeowners looking for HVAC installation.
Correct. Yeah, the one on the left is ours.
The one on the left is yours. Very simple, stupid, simple stuff. And then you're able to get a good lead for $20 that you can give it to your HVAC client.
And we have an even simpler creative for our B2Bs, the way we pull in HVAC business owners, we're pulling, I think today our cost per lead was $4, right? So it's literally just a picture of an AC unit on the side of a house in a nice yard with a nice sunset behind it. And then it's all in the copy, right? So super, super easy, simple, creative. When an HVAC business owner,
this is the leads you're giving to the HVAC client, but will you also be going over how you're getting those clients?
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Go ahead.
So, yeah, so I mean, as far as the B2B guys, it's even simpler than this. The one on the left here, I would take away upgrade your system. I would literally just have a picture of a system sitting there, right? So if you're working with dentists, I would have a picture of like a patient sitting in the chair getting a cleaning, right? Or if I was working with a roofer, I would just take a picture of a damaged roof or a new roof, something super clean and simple. Now the copy, this one you should probably overthink, right? It's a little bit more difficult. A lot of Facebook is in the copy. Now Instagram, it's a little visual too. That's why we do tend to the creative. But on Facebook, it's really all about the copy. So try to create scarcity for a faster conversion because you want people to click on that ad. And frankly, like you have maybe 1-2 seconds, right? For people to see this, they have to be caught immediately, right? So in the beginning here, I'm talking about 50 homeowners in the area, right? Only 50. I don't want more than 50. Only 50 people can qualify for the 2023 NJ Air Quality Program. And that's our offer, right? We're running a special program that these homeowners want to get into so they can click on the ad for this business owner, right? So a limited time, again, scarcity, $2,000. That's just like a normal rebate for a northern eastern state, right? They all have rebates up to $2,000. And with roofing, all the home services industries, there's always going to be a new rebate program because building material, as you know, is not very like eco-friendly. So the government and the state is always trying to push a more eco-friendly material, which will always in result give out more rebates, right? So always like, keep up on the rebates or any other offers that you can help your clients get more business owners or leads rather, right? So a little information, ask about warranties, replacing the system can improve air quality, act fast. And then at the bottom, terms apply, a minimum credit score of 500 for approval. Make it a very low barrier to entry, right? Like you want everyone that you don't want to restrict anyone from clicking on the ad, but you also don't want anyone to be like turned off, right? Like, oh, I can't qualify for the NJ Air Quality Program, right? So, and these are different offers that are currently working, right? We've tried a lot. We try to like experiment, but it really always comes back to this. It's a discounted service, has to be under $50, right? If it's 51, if it's 69, if it's 78, people aren't going to click on it. It has to be low and has to be like, people don't really think too much about $20, but they think a lot about like 60, 80. Percentage off or like $sign off, like it's good, but it's not great. New state program, that's what we run all the time. It is absolutely fantastic. Really help. It's really better in the home services niche, but it is a really good offer. Discount plus free, another fantastic offer which works in every single niche. And then free quote, that's like it doesn't really work that much anymore. I wouldn't suggest using that. So
Yeah.
Meta
So right now, sorry, so hold on. So now this is good. I don't want to interrupt, but everyone here is like, so right now you're talking about how you're getting the leads for your client, your HVAC client. That's the whole of this. And then later on, you talk about how you get the HVAC client for your agency.
Yeah, but like besides the creative and the copy, like everything else is completely transparent. Like you could implement everything I'm talking about and put it into a B2B campaign, and you will be churning out, leads for your SEO as long as you have your offer, right? So like all the tips and the creatives and stuff like that, if you can transfer that into your SEO offer, into your rank and rent offer, then it's the same. We're pulling in leads for, again, $4 for these $4 for a business for us, like our clients.
$4 per lead. It's basically every $4 you spend, you have an HVAC or a roofer agent, a company saying, "Hey, I want to talk to you about this."
And then Max
That's
is going to tell you next
awesome.
what happens after that, right? Which is like
Yes.
every probably 1 in 4, 1 in 5, we're capturing on the phone immediately, and we're converting into Zoom calls immediately.
Wow.
Very nice. But for pulling in, so I'll transfer this more to B2B now, right? So for pulling in B2B leads, meta ads, you have a very, very big audience, right? Now, if you're looking at a business that is, it's kind of set in, it's old, right? It's an older business. It's been around forever. Let's say like roofing compared to med spas, right? Like Botox. Right now, Botox is getting really popular. So is like the fitness industry, right? So things like that are kind of on the come up. You want to be not only in a big audience pool, but you also want to get fast traction, right? Which is better for TikTok. If you've been in an industry that's been there forever, like roofing, dentists, whatever, you want kind of meta ads. It's like an older community, and Meta is used to like providing algorithms for those clients. Like, I know that sounds silly, but like Facebook has been like trained to like bring those ads, bring people leads before in those industries, where like TikTok is kind of like the wild, wild west. And if you know what you're doing, you produce extreme results in every industry, but the ones that are up and coming are way more expansive. Meta ads, advanced targeting. We don't use targeting at all, right? I'll get into that in a little bit, but we don't use targeting. When we're targeting business owners, we don't even type in like interest, like finance or interest business, none of that. It's just completely open. But they do give you more data to optimize, right? So I know if, let's say like the ticket size in Missouri is $4,000 for an installation, right? These business owners are going to have less to spend than the business owners in, say, like Long Island, New York, right? Because the ticket size is like 15 grand over there, right? So I can target a lot better on Facebook, and I can target better markets if we're trying to increase our ticket size. And say we want to charge six grand instead of 3 grand every month. I would go to those higher areas, and I can do that with Meta, but I can't do that with TikTok. TikTok altogether is a lot easier if you can video edit. If you can't, I would probably just do the Meta ads, because it's all really in the copy. So where most people mess up for local is they don't follow a proven ad structure. I'll run through this really quick. It's pretty confusing. I don't really expect anyone to really stick it here. But if you do use either one of these strategies, you can pull in a lot of leads for your business. The 8 ad set method. You're running one campaign, 8 ad sets. So this is the targeting, right? And then the same creative and same copy, right? So one offer, right? I get 50 calls for your dentist practice guaranteed every month, or your money back, right? Or I can get you to the top 3 of Google in 3 months, or your money back, right? So that's the offer, and I'm showing it to all these different ad sets. And why is because like Facebook knows your offer more than you think it does. It's very random, and it throws it's like throwing darts at a dartboard, right? Some of them are gonna be close, some of them aren't. And that's how Facebook is. It's very random, right? But you know very soon what ones work and what ones don't. Usually we'll turn off about 7 or 6 of these ad sets. We'll just turn them off, and then 2 will be running, and then those 2 are our winners. And that's how we're getting the low cost per lead, because Facebook threw 2 good darts out of the 8 and Facebook stuck it. So we're just gonna throw the other darts out and just keep the 2 that are doing great. This one is very plain and simple. You're targeting pretty much everyone, and you're going as high ad spend as possible. This is like heavily relying on Facebook. I really only do this if the 8 ad set method isn't working. It's never failed me, so I've never really had to use this. And yes, Roger, there's definitely 2 parts: the copy and the creative. The copy is when they click more details, they get a full explanation of exactly what the offer is. And then the creative is kind of like the eye-popping, you know, colors and system that they see at first to like get them interested in, hey, this is geared towards HVAC. Funnels versus websites. So funnels, depending on like how you sell, right? We don't sell with funnels, but most people do, right? I recommend you sell with a funnel because it's easier. It'll filter out a lot of the people who aren't, or who are going to be a tough sale, right? Once you get better at selling, I would transition to a website, because so a funnel, it's very direct, right? You don't want any links going off the funnel. You just want people to stay on there and click through the process. A funnel is like a landing page, right? So there's no other links on a landing page. It's just a set of information that is bringing them to an end goal, whether that's a form fill, a phone call. Where a website is more of a digital home for a business. It's a large amount of information. There's, again, like you guys know, stronger SEO algorithms. Can't really rank a landing page, maybe a blog, right? But websites, you can rank websites very efficiently. And you could also, you know, use them in a sales process as well. Pixels and tracking codes. So right now we're rating a very low cost per lead for HVAC businesses. Now in a couple months, once we spend a couple more $1,000s, I'll have a lot more data to play with. Once I have more data, I can use these retargeting ads to retarget on Google, TikTok, Twitter, wherever I think that my where my prospect is gonna live, right? Usually it's on the Meta suite, but TikTok is also very good. So I'll probably be retargeting on TikTok. So once they click on the ad, right, where do they go? Usually, right, we'll get a form fill immediately, but that's, again, heavily reliant on sales skill, because it's all about urgency, getting it immediately. It's not that easy, right? But if you bring them through a funnel to a landing page or a website, this is where you're able to kind of direct the user journey and the user experience and get a more trusted sale, more trusted lead towards the end, right? So the UX, like, you're just looking, you want the website to flow, right? You want your experience to be seamless. They don't want too many clicks. Usually a prospect will click 4 times, 5 times on your website, and then they'll leave. So if you have too many clicks on there before they really get to the good stuff, you're not going to have a highly trusted prospect. And then the UI, you know, this website down here, this is actually a construction business me and Max run on the side. And, you know, it's our First Shift Media colors, right? It's our agency colors, but it's just very clean. You know, it's not like hard to read, easy call to action, form fill. You know, your button's all right there. It's not like smashed together. Again, the most important part is always the end goal, right? Like your CTA, what is your call to action? Is it a phone call, sale, form fill, digital download? You know, usually in the beginning, you just want a phone call, right? You want that number, you want to get to them, you want to be able to explain yourself. Once you get more down the line, that's when you're going to start looking at form fills, digital downloads, so you can collect information, rely on your other marketing resources or your marketing assets to get the sale more up that trust hump, right? Get them trusting you more, and it'll make that phone call or sale a lot easier. But in the beginning, mostly just a phone call. Now, once you have that lead, once you have that the form fill or whatever it is, for us, it's literally just they see, do you want 2 to 3 installations every week guaranteed? I mean, as a business owner, of course, I would love $15,000, $20,000 in extra revenue every week, right? So they click on it, they fill out their information. Actually, Facebook will autofill, right? And a quick hack too that'll save you a lot of time is adding a question before the autofill, so you can filter out all the bots and people that actually are just like brainlessly scrolling on Facebook like we all do after work. So once they fill out that form, an automation goes up, and this goes directly to Max's phone or the appointment setter's phone, and they'll get a internal notification, and the lead will also get a warm-up text or email, right? This will say, thank you so much for clicking on or reaching out to us via Facebook. We look forward to talking to you about getting more installations for your business or increasing your bottom line. You also want to make them personalized. We use Go High Level for this. I don't know if you guys use any kind of Go High Level or Zapier, but you can usually put in a variable which is like contact user information, and it'll like autofill their information in the text message or the email, right? So we're able to warm them up, and we're also able to warm them up for our clients before they ever reach the business owner. And you can do that in SEO too. I highly recommend it for your fulfillment side as well. Google funnels versus social media funnels. Google funnels, basically, people need it now, right? SEO is kind of like, is just like that too. Like when you're selling to a business owner, you're saying, hey, I have leads for you that are interested in your service right now, right? They're going to be calling your phone, looking exactly for a new roof, looking for Invisalign, looking for a chiropractic adjustment. They need that right now, right? Google, it's usually geared, they're going towards a landing page because you want a direct call to action. You want them to go directly to your end result, or a phone call so you can quickly sell them. Google, there's a lot of trust in Google, right? People, for whatever reason, they just, whatever they read on Google, they believe it. Plus high intent because they need it now equals a very good phone call and an easier close. Where social media is more of a want, right? Like I need a roof, but I want AC, right? So like roofing can really benefit from, the roofing industry can really benefit from Google and SEO. HVAC, on the other hand, it's more like I want to feel cooler in the summer. Like it's not like absolutely needed, at least where I live, right? Maybe if you live in Texas, like you might really need that system. But so usually social media, we're looking at the wants in life, and Google, we're looking at the needs.
All right. Well, thanks, Ricky.
Yeah, no, this is good. Thank you. I think really what everyone's looking for is your client acquisition, right? No, I'm not downplaying the other one. That is really useful because we are so often like SEO rank and run leads, PPC. Almost nobody here uses Facebook ads, but generating leads for so less, and the follow-up you guys have is gold. But we're really, really curious in understanding, okay, what is your client acquisition and how much is it in all the details? So please go ahead. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. I know, Ricky, we could probably come back for 100 more sessions to talk about all of the fulfillment that we run on social media. I can't believe that's really just the scraping the surface, but
Yeah.
it really is complex how we do it. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about client acquisition, right? So we just talked about paid ads, right? Like that's how we're pulling in all of our B2B clients. Is that the only way we do it? No. Is that the most passive way? Absolutely. But we use multiple channels, right? Because there's no one golden trick. There's no one magic method to do it. So we also have people that work with us that do email outreach and social media DM outreach as well. So that combined with paid ads, we have multiple channels that are bringing in potential companies for us to work with. Cold calling, I'm not sure, how many people in here have dabbled with cold calling, how their experience has been. It can work. It got us our first couple of clients. Once you're like an agency owner and you're busy working on the fulfillment, working on, doing closing calls, is that the best use of your time? Probably not. For some niches, it makes a lot of sense. For our niche in HVAC, there's usually a front office person. Usually, if there's not, the business owner's in the field, in someone's attic. It's not always the best way to get a hold of somebody. And also the follow-ups just require a ton of organization and persistence. So of course, if you can get off of cold calling, I would do that as fast as possible. So how we position our written outreach. This is an example of something that we say to people. This is actually from one of our DM scripts. So we ask them an entry question to get their guard down, like, hey, do you guys do HVAC installations or just repairs? They get the response. We know they're active. If someone responds once, they're twice as likely to respond once you give their offer. So asking a question that puts their guard down is really helpful. Saying something like, awesome, I work with homeowners in the area that are reaching out about HVAC service and I have nowhere to send them. I'll book 3 new installation appointments for you next week. Want to hop on a few minute call later today or after the weekend to discuss more? So by saying that I have homeowners reaching out, which in SEO game you might, for us, we're not right now, right? It's kind of a white lie, but we could be 5 days later. It implies that jobs already exist, which really engages that person because that's not what they're used to hearing. Also, by saying I'll put 3 new installation appointments for you next week, now this opportunity is quantifiable. People can start thinking, oh, what is 3 install appointments going to do for my business? They start to see the dollar signs. And by saying I can do it next week or hopping on a call later today or soon, there's time urgency as well. So we're using all of these things. We've lowered their guard. And now we're also going to give them an opportunity that they can envision. And it's enough for them to kind of bite on the lure. Common rebuttals you're going to get right away is, what is the cost? How does it work? Where are these leads from? You want to handle these with authority, right? Like you don't need that lead, they need you, but really you want to get them on the phone as fast as possible. Like I would never drop a price while talking to someone in the Instagram DMs because someone who's that cost motivated, they haven't really seen what you can do. We never want to sell on price cost-based thinking. We always want to sell on results-based thinking. So I don't want them thinking, oh, my product costs $3,000. I want them thinking, oh, I can bring in an extra $60,000, $80,000 a month, right? So we want to always focus on the result, not the cost. So if you're selling SEO, right, focus on the number of calls and learn how to relate that to a revenue amount for your client. Don't focus on what it costs. So call number 1, right? Like we want to get them to the phone call. That's the goal. But they're still skeptical, right? So you have to explain how your program works and how it's unique. And this is all about positioning. Are we wildly different from any other lead generation company? No, but how we position our offer is really important. So, they're going to ask a lot of questions, right? That's the natural response is they're skeptical. But if they've asked 5, 6 questions, you can say something like, hey, it sounds like you're really interested in this. And I want to make sure that we both have enough time to talk this out so you can get the information you need to make an informed decision. And, after we talk through the details and I learn more about your business, if it does seem like we can generate you that extra 15 to 20 estimates a month, maybe there's a possibility that we can work together and talk next steps. That's how you get the Zoom call booked. You flip it on them and let them know that by being skeptical, they're engaged, they're intrigued. It's a reverse psychology trick. Usually that gets them to book a Zoom call with you, and that's really what you want. You can share your screen, go through your process, show results. That's where the money is made. Call number 2, they're going to have their guard down a little more. They're on the Zoom call. They've committed their time and their attention. So you want to start with connecting questions. Some of those questions for me is, oh, what brands do you like to install? What's your average ticket price? What's your profit? We're painting this picture, right? So now that they've told me their average profit is $3,000 an install. Oh, so hypothetically, if we got you 15 estimates and you closed a third of them, That would be 5 closed jobs times 3,000 profit. That's an extra $15,000 a month that you're going to do with us. What does that do for your business? Does that mean hiring a couple extra guys? Does that mean taking the family on a nice vacation? We're in results-based thinking. So when you're generating calls for your SEO client, get them envisioning the potential results and what that's going to do to change their business. You make your offer very simple and just focus on the results, but load it with value. Make your offer so unique and loaded that they can't compare you to the next guy because you're offering something totally different, even though at the end of the day, you're not. So here's how my offer is super, super different from anyone else. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to get you a bunch of jobs. I'm going to get you a bunch of calls. We back it up with a guarantee. So I'll say my average is I'm going to get you 15 appointments, boots in the door with homeowners every month, but my guarantee is 10. And what you pay me isn't a fee. Think of it as collateral. So if I only get you 9, it means I only did 90% of my job. And I'm going to, trash talk the other guys. No one in marketing is accountable these days. It's my job to, fix that reputation for this industry. If I only do 9 and I get you 90% of the leads, I did 90% of my job, which means 10% of that money is coming back to you, either as a discount towards next month or a cash refund, no questions asked. Now I'm going to make my guarantee something that I would totally crush because A, it looks awesome when I kill it. And B, I'm not in the business of giving money back, neither are you guys. But it's a guarantee that I know I can fulfill. And just by presenting that accountability, that guarantee to clients, they're like, oh, these people are legit. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to in the past that say they're going to do something and never do it. Completely separates you from the other people. It's a crazy status move. This is actually the end part of my presentation. So we're actually just going to go through how I kind of close out the deal. So that's how I position my offer.
I don't want to stop you, but this is gold. I think you went over too fast. I mean, I'm trying to take notes. This is amazing. No. Go ahead. I'm really excited for this part, to be honest. Go ahead.
Good.
Max.
I'm glad. So yeah, this is how we position the offer, right? It's all done through Ricky's amazing fulfillment. But yeah, I want you guys to understand, okay, so you're going to get me 15 appointments. Maybe another company has offered that too. Maybe they're $1,000 cheaper than us. So what can I add on to this to make my offer so different from the other guys without wasting my time and money doing a ton of work? So what are like easy add-ons that I can do to load my offer? That's where I come in with these free bonuses, right? So your offer is the appointments, but these are other things we're going to do to help you grow your business. And this is where people will fall in love with you. And in SEO, you guys can do these bonuses too. Just depends on how you're set up and how much time you have, how much help you have, etc. So we do organic Facebook posting. We'll put 3 posts a week on your page to help you stay consistent online so you can forget about it. You can get out in the field and do those extra jobs we're bringing you. Now, every month I cook up, about 20, 25 different post ideas with some different creatives, and we just tweak them to that business, put their logo on it, change the name of the business out in the caption, and we can schedule them out in an afternoon. Just go into their Meta Business Suite and schedule them out. It's a couple hours of work, really. And we've handled what's usually a $400, $500 a month service and just taking care of it for them at no extra cost. So boom, they just found $400 in the budget because they fired their other social media guy. Plus they're getting jobs from us. 2, we do Google review campaign. So we'll have a text and email sequence from all the jobs that they close to get them more Google reviews online to further boost their business, helping them rank higher on Google as well. This is something that they don't even know about. And this is where, thanks to Ganesh, I get to tap into my very limited SEO knowledge a little bit and say, hey guys, reviews are everything. We're going to help you do this. And you're going to get even more organic calls just by us doing this little thing for you. Most of them don't even realize that it's so important, but I'm going to tell you that it's important. I'm going to do it at no extra cost. And lastly, if they need it, because we have an in-house developer and how quick and easy it is to build websites these days and how transferable the copy is, we'll build you a 3-4 page website for free. If your website sucks, that is the winner. Tell them, yeah, I could charge, $1,000, $2,000 for a website. Really, I'm just copying, pasting a generic one that, the closest guy who has this is 1,000 miles away from you, but we're going to customize it to your business in an afternoon and help you rank higher with a nice professional looking website with copy that's already ironed out for on-page SEO. If they don't have a website, that's a no-brainer for them. A lot of people have really bad ones, or like a Yelp page is what their website link is on their GMB. Lastly, we do a referral program. There's some psychology in this as well. So for every HVAC partner that you refer to us, you get $750 cash or $1,000 credit towards ad spend, towards bringing in more jobs. I always preface this by saying they can't be in your city because we stay exclusive with our clients in terms of service area. I'm not going to ever put you against the competition. And I tell them, this literally takes all of our profit off the table in the first month. It goes right to you. So that psychologically tells them, oh, well, these guys have a reasonable margin. They're only making $700,000 a month off of us. So, they're not ripping us off. But I tell them the reason I'm comfortable giving you all my first month's profit is because of the length of relationships that we keep. What a big trust signal to send your guys to say, oh, wow, they're comfortable doing this. They must keep people 6, 12 months. Makes people really fall in love with you because you seem accountable and reliable. So to bring it all together, and here's where you load the offer. I have my ad system that's pulling in all these people. I have appointment setters that are working your entire account, filtering out the opportunities that you want. I have a software you can log in and see the whole thing that we manage. I'm also going to throw on Facebook posting, Google reviews, and a brand new website with on-page SEO. If you had any one of those services from us, it would be over $8,000 total. And then you drop a $3,000 price tag on them. It makes a lot of sense. You immediately transition into next steps, where we're at, what comes next, what the whole thing looks like. And you kind of just round it out with results-based thinking. Say, so after everything we talked about today, do you feel like this might be a possible solution to you guys getting some more HVAC installations and increasing your monthly revenue in an efficient manner? And the answer is almost always yes. And that's kind of how we wrap it up. And you combine it by doing what you say you're going to do with awesome fulfillment on the back end. And it's been really successful for us. And that's how we've been running our system.